let's start with a couple of things I haven't talked about.
Yes.
So I watched the Patriots and the Jets. You could have taken that tape 9 years ago. It looked like every Patriots win over the Jets. It was boring. It wasn't dynamic. What was your takeaway on it?
Like you mentioned, the Jets aren't a very good football team, and the Patriots do what they do. The Patriots don't beat themselves. If you beat the Patriots, you know you've beaten a very good football team, and there's a very good chance you didn't turn the football over. Because you turn the football over against this team, they'll normally beat you. But, you know, something is going unnoticed. I don't think Tom Brady is playing particularly well, Colin. He's 21st in completion percentage. He's 16th in yards per attempt. He's 14th in touchdown passes. Now, for any other quarterback, we're like, okay, but for him, there's something going on here. Now, his numbers, they end up being well, but I didn't think he played particularly well in the first half.
I didn't think he could play. And by the way, the minute they could go to the running game, they did.
Yes.
You know, outside of the Gronk play, they didn't really throw it down the field much.
And he really shouldn't have thrown that ball because they had safety help over the top. He got away with one because that's what Gronk can do. You can make a mistake in throwing the ball where you shouldn't have thrown it. And Gronk is so big, his catch radius is so huge that he can make a play that normal tight ends or other receivers can't be able to make because they're not as big as he is. But if you look at Gronk yesterday, I was surprised because they played him a lot of single coverage with Jamal Adams. And I never thought I'd see the day that a safety would take Gronk one-on-one and do the job that Jamal Adams did on him.
Could I make the argument Josh Gordon couldn't stay clean? Gronk's in his last year. James White's their best receiver. Edelman's off an ACL. That, frankly, it's the same old Patriots, not overly dynamic, and most quarterbacks would struggle with this group of talented, dynamic perimeter guys?
Well, I think the thing is that when things go well for the Patriots, we give Tom Brady all the credit.
Okay.
When things don't go well, we say, look at his receivers. Oh, the defense isn't very good. But if you look at Coach Belichick and Tom Brady, they played 37 playoff games. They average up giving less than 3 points a fourth quarter in 37 playoff games, Colin. You're going to win a lot of games if your defense, in 23 of those games, they picked shutouts. So just imagine you go into the fourth quarter and you know your defense is going to hold a team to 3 or fewer points. You're going to win a lot of games. Look, the thing is with Tom Brady, and because what they do is that in the playoffs, they get you up there in their building. They haven't had to go take their show on the road in a very long time to win playoff games. And I don't believe they're going to catch Kansas City because I believe Kansas City's going to
I don't think they can go to Kansas City and win this year.
I don't think so.
I don't see it.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're dynamic enough.
They need to be very careful because they play Pittsburgh. Now, what Pittsburgh can do, they can hang points on you. I think their defense showed yesterday, you can't lose. You can't lose to Case Keenum. But if you turn the ball over 4 times and the opposing team doesn't turn it over, they're going to beat you. And that's what happened. The tight end had a walk-in touchdown.
Fumbled it out of the end.
But he tried to play hero. He tried to run the DB over.
So what was your takeaway on Pittsburgh's win? Because my takeaway was, to start the show, they let Ben throw it 56 times.
Yes.
I know we all love Lamar and Baker Mayfield, but they're throwing it 22 times a game. I think Ben's a remarkable talent who made a terrible throw. Yeah. I still love Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But here's the thing. But do you trust him late? Because what we've seen from Ben, if you look at the divisional game last year, it was his fumble, scoop and score, and he threw an interception in his own territory, and the next play they scored a touchdown. That's 14 points. Now, in the playoffs, you give a team 14 points,
over,
you're going to lose. And you look at the teams that they could possibly face. Kansas City could score a bunch of points. San Diego could score a bunch of points. New England could score a bunch of points. You turn the ball over against any of those 3 teams, you're losing.
I know people think I'm hard on Aaron Rodgers, but what I said at the old place I work with and what I've said here, you know, the old saying, show me the money, I tend to be show me the evidence.
Right.
If you showed me your Super Bowls, your catches, your yards, you were dynamic and a compiler. That's a Hall of Famer. You compiled great numbers. Right. You were on championship teams. You went to Baltimore. Teams got better. I have evidence that you're arguably the greatest tight end ever. Okay, Aaron's now 0-37, entering the fourth quarter, trailing by more than 1 point against a team that at that time has a winning record. I know he can throw the ball. I know he's a sorcerer with his arm. But, man, The personality, brother calls him out, McCarthy doesn't get along. Can I blame some of this erosion on Green Bay? Some on Aaron?
Yeah, it does. He missed some throws. And the thing is with Aaron, he missed some throws last night that he normally makes. The ball to Adams, he normally makes that throw.
Yeah.
He had EQ Brown in the flat, and he tried to rush it, and he dirted it. I think there's so much pressure on him. He's been sacked 34 times. I think the most he's ever been sacked in a season, if I'm not mistaken, is 35, and they still have 5 games to go. And he knows if he doesn't play great, he can't play good and win. He must play great.
So do you think there are times that he holds the ball a little long,
yes,
looking to make?
Yes.
He's got a little Bryce Harper.
Yes.
He's swinging for the fences.
Yes.
Do you think his contract, I said this, it's unfair, and if I was Aaron, I'd take every penny.
Right.
But, you know, it's interesting. It's never been a good free agent market. Mm-hmm. The minute he takes that big contract, it guarantees his teams will be younger going forward.
Right.
Do you think that's a little bit in his head? There is a little pressure on Aaron he didn't have before that contract?
Well, you know, the thing is with Aaron, he looks at it like this. It's not my job to give you a hometown discount so you can figure out your situation. My job is to play quarterback at the highest level. It's your job to put the pieces around me and figure out a way to do it. Because guess what? When you don't feel I can play at this level, you're going to move on from me because I saw you do it with Brett. So he's like, I'm going to take, I think the thing is Tom Brady's done a great thing and he's been horrible because he's given the Patriots hometown discounts, which has hurt his team because they look at, when it comes up to free agency, everybody looks, it's like, hold on. The best player in NFL history, arguably, the best player on our team has always given us a discount. Why would I pay you market value when he won't take it? And so now teams around the league expects everyone to give them a discount like Tom Brady's giving the Patriots. Well, everybody doesn't have a wife that's worth $300 million. I'm not giving you no discount. My wife is sitting at home getting the kids ready to go to school. Tom Brady's wife is making $30, $40 million a year. So it's a blessing and a curse to have these great quarterbacks. Normally what you try to do is you look at the Rams. They're going for it because they had Jared Goff on a rookie contract.
Right.
You look at the Kansas City, they got this guy on a rookie contract. Dallas, if they're smart, they got Dak on a rookie contract. When you start paying quarterbacks $28, $30, $33 million a year, it limits the pieces that you can put around.
You have to go like the Saints did. You got to nail a draft.
Yes.
Like the Colts did with Luck. You got to have a draft when you get like 4 stars.
Yes, because guess what? You got Kamara on a rookie contract. You got Michael Thomas on a rookie contract. You got Lattimore on a rookie contract. You got a lot of your key pieces on rookie contract, so you can pay Drew Brees the $25, $27 million. But sooner or later, these guys Kamara's going to win a big contract. Michael Thomas is going to win a big contract. You can't pay everybody market value and keep the team in place.
Finally, Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Famer, 14 years, just an unbelievable. For you, first of all, you're just an amazing broadcaster. I'm so happy for you because you're such a funny, smart. I remember when I interviewed you 3 years ago, I brought you on the show and I went to my bosses. I said, this guy's captivating. You're a movie buff. You got all sorts of stuff going on. Finally. I said this a couple weeks ago. You put Josh Allen in. He's not ready to play.
Right.
Just play Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Maybe I'm selfish, but it looks like the Baltimore players are getting juice off this kid. Flacco, I'll say what you want about it. When Lamar Jackson comes in, he's not the most polished, refined quarterback, but his receivers are making catches they didn't with Flacco. I'm a go with Lamar from this point forward. I'm wrong. Go with Lamar. What's your take?
I believe that you go with Lamar also because this is not just about making the playoffs this year. You traded back into the first round to take this guy, so you're saying this guy's going to be our future. You know what Joe Flacco is. I'm not sure Joe Flacco is in their future for 2019 because they can get away. You know, they'll say $10 million. They'll have some dead money over the next 2 years. But I believe it's time to move in a different direction than Joe Flacco. A lot of times when you take these guys in the first round, Colin, you have a veteran quarterback. You play the veteran quarterback until you're out of the playoffs, and then you bring the rookie in so he can get valuable playing time. I believe in this situation with Lamar Jackson is that you get better because he's in a situation where they're still trying to make the playoffs. So he knows what it's like to be in these type of ball games moving forward. So I believe this is a better situation for the Ravens because I don't believe Joe Flacco is going to be in their future. And Lamar Jackson, he needs reps. He needs meaningful reps. I've never seen a guy that was on the sidelines like, man, I got better today. You know, watching them play, Colin, I really got good today. You get better by playing.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's only going to get better when he plays. He's raw. and give Marty Morningwig the offensive coordinator, because he's used to calling plays for drop back quarterbacks.
That's right.
And so for him to implement plays to cater to what Lamar Jackson does really well says a lot about Marty.
By the way, Marty had Michael Vick for a while, too. So he had a little precursor to what he has right now. It's absolutely great seeing you.
Thanks for having me on again,
Thank you for coming on our show. You're a very, very busy guy. Shannon Sharpe. Coming up next, I got some thoughts on the college football weekend. One in particular that's not good news for the Big Ten. In L.A., it's the Herd.